We are heading to breakfast at the Fantasy Dining Room. It's a sit-down breakfast instead of the buffet-style breakfast. Day 2 on the cruise. In a second, you're going to see some weird hands over here. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Vladislav.
Yeah. This is Vladislav. He saw the camera and was like, I like that thing. Yeah. I love getting on cruises because I get to meet people like this. If we came to your country, what's the one thing you'd want us to see? Not tourist trap, not like this.
If you're gonna be in my country,
yeah.
The first, I think it's Kiev, the
Kiev?
capital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Then
sounds cool.
west side. West side of Ukraine and Odessa and Crimea.
Okay, so the west side and the
West side is like Lviv.
oh, okay.
Lviv city. It's a beautiful city. And Odessa.
And Odessa.
And Crimea. Crimea is like a island of Ukraine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So beautiful. A lot of mountains, big mountains. It's such a nice place.
Well, we love to travel, and so we'll have to put that on the list of things we might do.
Yeah.
You better go. I'm talking to myself.
Visit Ukraine, guys.
Yeah, go check it out.
Like major tourist traps, okay?
No.
I don't want to go to tourist traps. I want to go to things that are
no.
not necessarily touristy.
No, of course.
I want to see the things that people don't necessarily know about.
Okay. I'm from a place called Middleburg. It's exactly in the middle between Johannesburg
Okay.
and the southernmost gate of Kruger National Park. So it used to be a pit stop town, so hence the name Middleburg. Okay. Yeah. And the state is called Mpumalanga. Say again? Mpumalanga. Mpumalanga.
Everyone in South Carolina that's from there.
Don't know who that is, but probably. But yeah, so that's the state called. In South Africa, where I'm personally from, right? We have 11 official languages, and most of those are tribal languages. There is not much to do in the sense of right there, but if you go just a little bit further, there's like all these hidden lodges and stuff that not a lot of tourists know about it. It's only local known places. They have different lodges, different game farms, stuff like that. Everything local. It's not very touristy at all. For example, we have one place. The one thing I would honestly suggest, do you guys like wine?
I do.
Yes? You don't like wine? She can be the designated driver. Because if you go to Cape Town, right? Yeah. Cape Town's a very touristy place though. But if you go a little bit off to the side of Cape Town, because that Cape Town is we have the 3 capes. We have the Northern Cape, which is the one province, and then we've got the Western, the Eastern Cape. Eastern Cape is where Cape Town is, right? If you move a little bit more to the Western Cape, you get the whole wine route. The wine route is very popular, but if you know all the little places, because a lot of wines that are basically sent outside the country and so on, exported and so on, those are the tourist spots. But there's a lot of little spots that are hidden in between them. So if you all the places and they support each other, that's the best part. Like if you can catch one of them, they will recommend you to the next one just down the road. So what you do is you club in a couple of people together. It's absolutely free. Like 90% of the wine farms is absolutely free wine tasting. So you go literally from farm to farm, just tasting wine. That's all you do, and that's like a whole day's trip that you can do. Because the tourist traps is mostly Kruger National Park. You know, it's very touristy, but ironically though, it's not touristy as in here where you go and there's like 10,000 people. It's not like that. It's just there's a lot of people and you have to book in advance to get a place to stay because it's 100% nature, right? Yeah. So basically what you do is you go on a safari. You have to have a high car. If you guys go there and you want to rent a car, make sure it's a nice high car so you can see really, exactly, so you can see further out. And also, even though our summers are really nice, it's better to go in winter if you want to do safaris and see animals because the grass is it's a little cooler, but luckily there in that area it's not as cold. Other places in South Africa, we do have places where it snows and places that's like in between snow, so even though it doesn't snow, the wind temperature is very cold. But luckily in Kruger National Park, it's not that cold, but still cold enough to wear like a sweater or something, right? But the nice thing is the grass is mostly died out, so it's easier to spot animals.
So you can see farther out, you can see them bedded down.
Exactly, because they like lying down a lot during the day, so when the grass is green, you don't see them.
That's why you always see people on top of the car.
Exactly, they have those cars that's like
trying to see out.
Exactly. A lot of the big safari, like if you go on a safari drive, they have the cars that look like bleachers. Yes, exactly. That's what that's for. Just be careful if you guys are not traveling. You know, I've had a guy from Australia come to South Africa, and I wasn't there when it happened, but I know the guy. And you can literally go Google him. Just South African guy, Australian guy attacked by a lion. All right.
Oh no.
They went in like 4 people in a car. They went driving through a lion park. And it was quiet, nothing really fancy. They see the lions in the distance, but they're lazy, just lying down. As they were about to exit the park, the one guy rolls open his window, and they had food in the car. So one lioness, literally, they didn't see her. She went into the car, and it's just claws, you know, because she's trying to get food, right? Because she can smell it. So he had a whole scar on his leg. There's a lot of other safari parks and game reserves that is not as popular as Kruger itself. But you have to keep in mind, though, Kruger itself it's massive. It's not like a little park. It's as big as the state itself. Okay. I'm pretty sure, if I have to think right now, I might be wrong, I think it folds over 2 states as well, and it even borders the other country. Like, it's part of the border. So, basically, inside the park, there's little towns and destinations. So you drive, like you spend all day driving on the dirt roads looking for animals, and then you go to one of the the towns inside the place where you book the night, basically, and you can sleep there in tents or in a chalet or in a caravan or whatever you basically booked. On the outside of Kruger, there's a lot of places just as great, but just, not as well known.
Not as crowded.
Not as crowded.
You don't have to reserve as far ahead.
Exactly. It's not that expensive to be there. It's just to get there. Flights are really expensive, unfortunately, because usually you either have to take a 20-hour plus-minus flight directly from either JFK, Atlanta, or Miami, I think does it too, or you have to
bounce through like London.
Exactly. Europe and down.
Airport in South Africa.
There you go. Which one? Johannesburg? Yeah, it's our biggest international airport.
Yeah.
Night, the ship was rocking worse than I've ever experienced on a cruise ship, and it was pretty darn tough. I take Dramamine for motion sickness, which many people do, but I didn't take it until later in the day. I felt pretty good, and then just a little before dinner, I started really getting nauseous and really starting to feel it, and the boat really started moving. I think we were turning the corner around Cuba or something. Anyway, long story short, it was a nightmare. The ship was rocking, and I was faltering, and so, but took some Dramamine, slept, got some rest, feel much better, feel like a million times better. Now it's time to press on and enjoy. So, heading to bed tomorrow. We're going to Ocho's Rios.